And as soon as I walked in the room, I could feel the presence of God. I could feel God moving. I could sense His presence. And I felt at home. Hi, my name's Parker. For a long time in my life, I was really lost. I was confused. And God was not in my life. The enemy was ruling everything I was doing. I was dominated by fear, anxiety, and I covered that up with alcohol, with drugs, with sex. And this was my life for a long, long time. And I hit a low point, and in that low point, God started coming in. And I didn't know it was God at first, but I could feel the presence. And it led me to start making changes in my life. And I stopped the way I was walking in sin. I stopped the habits that were dominating my life, and I started meeting new people. I started operating in a different way. I quit the job that I hated and stepped into life as an entrepreneur. God led me to do that. And I started walking a different path, and that was about 4.5 years ago. And my life looks a lot different now. I started meeting people that were really had the presence of God in their life. At one point, I met some people who lived in Franklin, Tennessee, and I started spending more and more time with them. I'm from Canada. And I was coming out here every month or two to hang out with them. And about 5 months ago, I remember a friend of mine, he said, "You got to come out to this worship. It's at a mattress store, and it's just amazing. It's called The Meeting." And as soon as I walked in the room, I could feel the presence of God. I could feel God moving. I could sense His presence. And I felt at home. And a couple months later, I made the decision it was time to move to Nashville. Well, God helped me make that decision. I felt called to. Just a week and a half ago, I came down here. I moved. I knew that I wanted to get here on time to get. I planned specifically to get here on the first Saturday of the month because I wanted to come out to the meeting. And my flight was delayed, so I missed coming out to the first Saturday of the month. Turns out it was the 4th of July weekend, and the meeting wasn't until the next weekend. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I still get to come out the next Saturday. And I came out, and I remember Tim was starting and sharing, and he said, "We're going to be baptizing people tonight." And as soon as he said that, I could feel God's presence. He said, "It's time for you to get baptized." Because again, I didn't grow up with this as part of my life, with God's presence as part of my life, and I felt it in that moment. It's like it's time to step into a life where you're proud to let the whole world know that God's a part of your life. So I got baptized that evening. And since that moment, I've just felt like God is right there by my side in everything I'm doing all day long. I feel guided. I feel safe. I feel free of the fears and anxieties that used to rule my life. And I just feel so confident that I'm in the right place, and the meeting has been such a big part of that, because the community around it and the people coming here, you can feel God is doing something special with them. God has a purpose, and it's just been such an amazing experience to feel the love in the room, in the experience, in the worship, in everything that's happening here at the meeting. It's just been, it feels like home.